Asalamualaikum. This is lesson 25 of Ahsanul Qawaid, and we are on page 24 today of your book. Just like in last lesson, we are going to practice implementing the sukoon inside of reading our words, and we're just going to do a lot of practice. So make sure that you're either looking at the screen or you have your book in front of you so you can follow along and read and practice all these words. So we're going to start with the first 3 lines. I want you guys to pause the video, read the first 3 lines, and then unpause the video when you're ready to hear the answers and repeat after me. So this first word, we have qaf fatha qa, wow with a sukoon, qaw. And then the next part, mim with a kasra, ya, mi. So qaw, mi, qaw, mi. And remember, we're stretching out this mi part because we have a kasra that comes before a ya. So that's the double E sound. So we stretch it for 1 second. Qaw, mi. Next one. Alif fatha a, ya with a sukoon, a, then dal kasra d, and ya with a sukoon, D. So we have A, D, A, D. Next one, we have ra, dhamma, ru, and wow with a sukoon. And remember, when we have a dhamma that comes before a wow, that doubles the u sound. So we make sure we hold it for a second. So this would sound like ru. Then we have ha with a kasra, ya with a sukoon, hi. So this whole word would be ruhi, ruhi. Next one, dal kasra di, ya with a sukoon, di. And then noon with a kasra and ya with a sukoon, ni, di, ni, di, ni. Next one, we have kaf fatha ka, ya with a sukoon. This part would be kay. Then we have dal with a kasra, ya with a sukoon, di, kay, di, kay, di. Next one, dad with a fatha, then ya with a sukoon, day. And then we have fa with a kasra, ya with a sukoon, fi, day, fi, day, fi. Next line, we have da with a fatha, dal with a sukoon, dad. Then we have ain with a dhamma and wow with a sukoon, ru, dad, ru, dad, ru. Next one, we have ya with a fatha, ra with a sukoon, yar. Then jim with a dhamma, wa with a sukoon, ju, yar, ju, yar, ju. Next one, da with a fatha, da with a sukoon. This first part is dat. Then we have lam with a dhamma, wa with a sukoon, lu, dat, lu, dat, lu. Next part, we have a noon with a fatha, ba with a sukoon, nab. Then we have a lam with a dhamma, wa with a sukoon, lu. Then a kaf with a dhamma, a mim with a sukoon, kum. Nab, lu, kum. Nab, lu, kum. Next one, ya with a fatha, ain with a sukoon, ya. Then fa with a dhamma, wa with a sukoon, fu, ya, fu, ya, fu. Next line, we have an alif with a fatha, a noon with a sukoon, an. Then we have a ta with a fatha, ta. So anta, anta. Next one, lam with a fatha and sin with a sukoon, las. Then we have a ta with a fatha, lasta, lasta. Next one, ba with a fatha, ta with a sukoon, balt. And just like how I told you guys to put your mouth in a circle when you're ending on a heavy letter, the same thing goes for our ta, right? Because we have to make a difference in sound between the da right here, which has two dots at the top. We say that smiling, it's light, da, and the ta, which is a heavy T sound. So when we're saying ta, we should be saying it with our mouth in a circle. And so when we join on the ta, we should also round out our mouth when we hit that ta. So belt, belt. And then the last one, sheen, fatha, sha. So this whole word is belt, sha, belt, sha. Next one, ba, fatha, ba, ain with a sukoon, ba, then dal with a dhamma, do, ba, do, ba, do. Next one, we have a noon with a fatha at the top. Then this next letter is a ha with a sukoon. So nah, and then we have a noon with a dhamma. Nah, nu, nah, nu. Okay, so make sure before you guys move on from this part that you understand where to stretch and where it sounds normally. So remember, a fatha before an alif, anytime that comes, we stretch out the sound. Anytime, and we saw a lot in this lesson, we have a kasra before a ya, we stretch out the e sound. And anytime we have the dhamma before the waw, we stretch out the oo sound. So when you guys are reading these examples, and inshallah, when you move on to the Quran, you want to make sure you emphasize those places that should be stretched out and make sure you keep short those places that should be normal and short, just like when we have a simple fatha or a simple dhamma or a simple kasra that comes by itself. All right, let's do some more practice here. I want you guys to pause the video, read these 3 lines, and then unpause the video when you're ready to hear the answers. So this first one, we have alif with a fatha, kha with a sukoon, akh. Then we have a ra with a fatha, jim with a fatha, raja. So akh, raja, akh, raja. Next one, alif with a fatha, ra with a sukoon, ar. Then we have sin with a fatha, lam with a fatha, sala, ar, sala, ar, sala. Next one, noon with a fatha, ain with a sukoon, na. Then a ba with a dhamma, dal with a dhamma, budu. So na, budu, na, budu. Next one, we have an alif with a fatha, lam with a sukoon, al. Then a ha with a fatha, mim with a fatha, hama, al, hama, al, hama. Next one, ra with a fatha, fa with a fatha, and ain with a sukoon, rafa. Then the last part here, we have a noon, alif, fatha, na. So rafa, na, rafa, na. Next one, can you guess what, or do you know what these 2 letters are? If you thought ya and then ha, you are correct. And again, as we mentioned before, this is something that you guys have to memorize, that ya will sometimes be stacked on top of ha like that, and its dots will kind of look out of place, but they're supposed to be connected with this first line here. So we have ya, fatha ya, then a ha with a sukoon, yah. Then we have a sin with a fatha and a ba with a dhamma, sabu, yah, sabu, yah, sabu. Next one, ya, dhamma you, wa with a fatha, sin with a sukoon, yuwas. Then we have a wow with a kasra, sin with a dhamma, wisu, yuwas, wisu, yuwas, wisu. Next one, alif with a fatha, gha with a sukoon, agh. Then we have a ta with a fatha, sheen with a fatha, tasha, agh, tasha, agh, tasha. Next one, we have a fa with a fatha a ra with a fatha and a gha with a sukoon. Faragh. Then we have a ta with a fatha, ta. So faraghta, faraghta. Next line. We have an alif with a fatha. We have a lam with a sukoon that's connected to a ha down here. So first we'll start off with this alif with a fatha and a lam with a sukoon, that's al. Then we have a ha with a fatha and a mim with a sukoon, ham. And then finally we have a dal with a dhamma, do. So al-hamdu, al-hamdu. Next one, alif with a fatha, noon with a sukoon, an. Then ain fatha, mim with a sukoon, am. And then finally ta with a fatha, ta. So an'amta, an'amta. Next one, alif with a fatha, ain with a sukoon, a. Then ta with a fatha, ya with a sukoon, tay. Then we have a noon with a standing fatha and a kaf with a normal fatha, naka, naka. So this whole thing, a, tay, naka, a, tay, naka. Next one, alif fatha, a, noon with a sukoon, an. Then we have a za with a fatha, lam with a sukoon, zal. Then we have a noon with a standing fatha, ha with a dhamma, nahu, nahu. So this whole thing would be anzalnahu. Okay. For the last 3 lines on this page, I want you guys to pause the video, practice reading, and then unpause the video when you're ready to hear the answers. So this first one would be ya fatha ya, sheen with a sukoon, yesh. Then we have ha with a fatha, dal with a dhamma, hadu. So yesh, hadu, yesh, hadu. Next one, ta fatha ta, then a ra with a sukoon, tar, tar. Then we have a ha with a fatha, a qaf with a dhamma, haqu, haqu. So we have tar, haqu, tar, haqu. Next one, we have a ta with a fatha and a ain with a sukoon, ta. Then we have a ra with a kasra and a fa with a dhamma, rifu. So ta, rifu, ta, rifu. Next one, alif with a dhamma, qaf with a sukoon, uq. Then a sin with a kasra, mim with a dhamma, simu. So uqsimu, uqsimu. Next one, ya with a fatha, sheen with a sukoon, yesh. Then ra with a fatha, ba with a dhamma, rabu. Yesh rabu, yesh rabu. Next line, we have a noon with a dhamma, a sad with a kasra, nusi. Then we have a ba with a fatha and a ta with a sukoon, bet, bet. So this whole thing, nusi bet, nusi bet. Next one, sa with sin with a dhamma, ta with a kasra, so suti. Then a ha with a fatha, ta with a sukoon, hat, suti hat, suti hat. Next one, alif with a fatha, tha with a fatha, and a ra with a sukoon, athar. Then we have a noon fatha, so atharna, atharna. Next one, wow fatha, sin fatha, ta with a sukoon, wasat. Don't forget to put your mouth in a circle as you land on that ta. So wasat. Then a noon with a fatha, na. So wasatna, wasatna. Next one, ba kasra bi, alif with a kasra, I, and a dhal with a sukoon, the. the. So we just keep the sound. بإذ, and then we have a noon with a kasra, ni. So بإذني, بإذني. Last line where we have very long words here, but inshallah, you guys can do it. Just make sure you break it up into sections and take your time. So first we have a sin fatha sa, ya fatha ya, and ayn with a sukoon. So saya. Next part, we have a lam fatha la, mim dhamma mu, and a waw with a sukoon. So we're going to connect that mim to the waw and it will be lamu. Then we have a noon fathana. So this whole word would be saya'lamuna. Saya'lamuna. Next one, we have a ya fathaya, sin with a sukoon, yes. Then we have a ta with a fatha, wa with a sukoon, taw. Then we have a fa with a dhamma, wa with a sukoon, fu. Then we have noon fathana. So this whole thing, yastawfuna, yastawfuna. Last one on this page, we have ya fathaya, noon with a sukoon, yan. Then we have dha dhamma dhu, ra dhamma ru, and a waw with a sukoon. So dhuru. Then we have noon fathana. So this whole word, yanzuruna, yanzuruna. Okay. A couple more lines, more than a couple. We have 3, 4, 5 more lines to go, and we are now on page 25. So if you'll notice that this is all making sure that you understand every single symbol that we've learned so far. So now we're going to dive into our double dhammas and our double kasras, or the 2 dhammas and 2 kasras, and we're going to practice more reading for these last lines. Okay, so I want you guys to pause the video, read these first 3 lines on page 25, and then unpause the video when you're ready to hear the answers. So this first word would be alif fatha a, jim with a sukoon, edge, then ra 2 dhamma run, edge run, edge run. Next one, ha fatha ha, ba with a sukoon, lam with a double dhamma lun or 2 dhamma lun. So hab lun, hab lun. Next one, fa fatha fa, صاد with a sukoon, fels, then lam 2 dhamma lun, fels lun, fels lun. Next one, ayn fatha, dal with a sukoon, ad, then noon 2 kasra, nin, ad nin, ad nin. Next one, kha dhamma khu, sin with a sukoon, khus, then ra 2 kasra, rin. خسرن, خسرن. Next one, mim fatha ma, sin with a sukoon, mas, then gha with a fatha, ba with a fatha, and da with 2 kasra, so ghabatin, ghabatin. So connecting this whole word, we have mas ghabatin, mas ghabatin. Next one, mim fatha ma, ta with a sukoon, ra with a fatha, matra, matra. And the next word, ba fatha ba, ta with 2 kasra, tin. So matrabatin, matrabatin. Next one, mim fatha ma, qaf with a sukoon, ra fatha ra, maqra. Then ba fatha ba, ta 2 kasratin, batin. So maqrabatin, maqrabatin. Next one, ta fatha ta, ba with a sukoon, tad, lam kasra li, ya with a sukoon, li. Then we have lam 2 kasra, lin, tad li lin, tad lin. Next one. Sad kasra si, dal with a sukoon sid, then qaf to kasra qin. Sidqin, sidqin. Next one. Ta fathata, qaf with a sukoon and waw with a kasra, taqwi. And this waw with a kasra is actually connected to this ya with a sukoon to stretch out the e sound. And then we have mim, double kasra, min. So taqwi min, taqwi min. Next one. Ta fathata, kaf with a sukoon, tak. Then we have dhal kasra di, ya with a sukoon, ba to kasra bin, the bin. So this whole thing, tak, the bin, tak, the bin. Next one, mim fatha ma, ra with a sukoon, mar. Then fa dhamma fu, wow with a sukoon, and that connects to the dhamma, so fu. Then ain fatha a, ta to kasratin, marfu'atin, marfu'atin. Okay. Last two lines for this lesson. I want you guys to pause the video, practice these last two lines, see if you can get every single word perfect, and then unpause the video when you're ready to hear the answers. So this first one, we have mim fatha ma, sheen with a sukoon, mesh. Then ha dhamma hu, wa with a sukoon, so hu. And then dal to kasra, din, mashhudin, mashhudin. Next one, mim fatha ma, jim with a sukoon, mej. Then noon dhamma nu, wa with a sukoon, nu. Then noon to kasra, nin, majnunin, majnunin. Next one, qaf fatha qa, dal with a sukoon, qad. Then ha with a two fatha, han, qad han, qad han. And remember the rule. If we were to stop on this word, if it came in the Quran and it was the end of a verse, we would not end with the n sound. We would end with the sound. So if we were ending on the word qadhan in the Quran, it would sound like qadha. So remember, we knock off one of those fathas and read it as if it was a fatha before an alif. So qadha. Next one. Sad dhamma su, ba with a sukoon, sub. Then ha to fatha, han, subhan, or subha if we were ending on it. Next one, noon fatha na, qaf with a sukoon, ain to fatha, an, naq'an, or naq'a if we were ending on it at the end of an ayah / verse. Okay, last line. Alif fatha a, lam with a sukoon, ba alif fatha ba. Then the last one, ba with two fatha ban. So al ba ban, or al ba ba if we were ending on it. Next one, alif fatha a, sheen with a sukoon, da alif fatha da, and ta two fatha tan. Ashtatan, ashtatan. Or if we were ending on it, ashtada. Next one, alif fatha a, sorry, not a, but a. So alifs are empty mouthed. We just say from the top of our throat. And ains also come from the top of our throat, but we have to push out a little bit more sound. It's a little bit heavier for our ains. So alif fatha a, and ain with a sukoon, a. And then we have noon, alif fatha na, and ba to fatha ban. A'naban, a'naban. Next one, alif fatha a, ta with a sukoon, ra alif fatha ra, and ba to fatha ban. Atraban, atraban. Or if we were ending on it, أترابا. Last one. ألف فتحة أ, fa with a sukoon, wow ألف فتحة و, and jim two فتحة jen. أفواجا. أفواجا. Or if we were ending on it, it would be أفواجا. Okay. Awesome job, everyone. We read through a lot in the last 2 lessons, and I want you guys to make sure that you completely understand every single harakat or every single symbol that we've learned so far and how to read it. If not, go back to the previous videos and make sure you can read all these words, because we are going to be learning a couple of new concepts coming up in the next lessons. And inshallah, you guys are on your way to finishing.